Obama vows to fix the economy himself. New book on Steve Jobs challenges genius theory. And Ron Paul says $1 trillion in cuts won't hurt the economy. All this and a joyful holiday for U.S. military families. It's Monday, October 24th, 2011, and this is news. President Obama, stymied by resistance to his jobs bill in Congress, is headed west on a campaign trip to Nevada and California. There, he'll promote several new economic initiatives he plans to implement with administrative rule changes, rather than the awkward, old-fashioned constitutional process of convincing the people's representatives to make laws. The president calls it his "We Can't Wait" plan. Attorneys for the Republican National Committee, however, sent the president a cease and desist letter. The RNC said Republicans already own the slogan. Asked if "We Can't Wait" is a conscious echo of Martin Luther King Jr.'s most famous book, Why We Can't Wait, the president said that he considers bypassing Congress with executive orders a precious civil right. After all, Obama said, Dr. King wasn't the only one who had a dream. A new book out this week called 10 Letters reveals that President Obama is deeply touched by the letters he receives from Americans suffering hard times. Occasionally, he actually takes out his own personal checkbook and sends them some money. The Democrat National Committee immediately sought to distance itself from the president. If everyone who could afford it voluntarily helped the poor, a DNC spokesman said, untold numbers of government employees would be out of work, not to mention thousands of Democrat politicians. The DNC said the president should do charity the American way, grudgingly, through the IRS, under threat of imprisonment. The new biography about the late Steve Jobs claims that the former Apple CEO once told Barack Obama he was headed toward a one-term presidency, thus challenging the popular myth that Steve Jobs was some kind of genius. Turns out he was just a typical American. Presidential candidate Ron Paul's call for the elimination of 5 cabinet-level departments, cutting government spending by hundreds of billions of dollars, came under fire this week.
How is that possible that a draconian cut like this would not hurt anybody, particularly in this economy?
Because we have to take this money from the economy, and the politicians get to spend it. So that's a negative. It hurts the economy.
A White House spokesman laughed off the remark, noting that Paul's plan relies on the assumption that the money the government allows to circulate in the private economy belongs to the people who work to earn it, rather than to the government which actually prints it. The White House said Representative Paul shouldn't be running for president if he doesn't even know who owns the money in your wallet. And finally today, in his weekly address, President Obama announced a total U.S. military withdrawal from Iraq.
And now the rest of our troops will be home for the holidays.
He didn't say which holidays, but November 26 is right around the corner. So lots of military families could have a joyful time ringing in the Islamic New Year. Happy 1433. With PJ Newsbreak, I'm Scott Ott. Click on pjtv.com throughout the day for your antidote to the obsolete media.